hurricanes. Through the laughter and the hail, humor makes the heavy rains. Casino money lost in the whirlwind of thought. Tarzan's in the jungle clapping cheeks uncaught. Jesus had low T, but we turn it up high. On allegedly lane, we let the limits fly. And the wind and the wet, hurricane of talking shit, bringing life through every skit. In the eye will always fit. We're laughing in the storm, dancing in the rain. Life's a punchline, or maybe a hurricane. Every chat, every comment fuels our spree. This live wild ride is where we'll always be. The wind and the wit, hurricane of talking shit, bringing light through every skit. In the eye will always fit. We're laughing in the storm, dancing in the rain. Life's a punchline, or maybe a hurricane. Every chat, every comment fuels our spree. This live wild ride is where we'll always be. It's a storm, it's a gale, spinning tails like hurricanes. Through the laughter and the hail, humor makes the heavy rains. Casino money lost in the whirlwind of thought. Tarzan's in the jungle clapping cheeks uncaught. Jesus had low T, but we turn it up high. On allegedly lane, we let the limits fly. And the wind and the wet, hurricane of talking shit, bringing life through every skit. In the eye will always fit. We're laughing in the storm, dancing in the rain. Life's a punchline, or maybe a hurricane. Every chat, every comment fuels our spree. This live wild ride is where we'll always be. The wind and the wit, hurricane of talking shit, bringing light through every skit. In the eye will always fit. We're laughing in the storm, dancing in the rain. Life's a punchline, or maybe a hurricane. Every chat, every comment fuels our spree. This live wild ride is where we'll always be.
Is that what I'm doing? No.
What's going on, Hurricane homies? Hey, ya boys! It's the Juggernaut Jester Josh, a.k.a. the Grizzly Bear, a.k.a. the Hungry Himbo, a.k.a. Big Depression Daddy! And this is the Sasha Slinging Samurai Sam, the backshot camo grinding Grandmaster, and he's about to put that ass with the plaster, and he's doing it better and faster, because it's what it is, he's got thong! Because nobody beats the...
Do that again, dude. That was fire, actually.
Okay? So it's what it is, and we're gonna have a guest soon. It's me, Gaston,
and Big Daddy Neil.
You got Big Daddy Depression, you got BDP, or BDD, or BBD. I'm bad with letters, chat. Good with words,
BDD.
Bad with letters. I'm BBD.
BDD.
BDD. Yeah, BDD. BD2. I'm BD2.
BD squared.
Yeah, BD squared. And this is, hey, chat, Battle Pass Acquired.
Battle Pass.
Okay, it's what it is.
BPA.
Okay, it's character piece. Now,
Character piece?
you listen, new haircut, new you, bro.
Hey,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's what it is. The flavor saver is gone. Talk about it.
It had to go, bro. I got tired of the fucking beard, man. We did the No Shave November thing. We agreed to
We
it.
did, and I went all November without shaving.
And I went like October and November. It had to go. I feel like a new man.
Yeah?
It's wild.
With new opportunities on the horizon, possibly? with I don't know, some achievements that could possibly be unlocked in the future, dude.
Yeah, dude. Never know.
Dude, chat, snap about it.
Snap about it, dude.
Now, it's what it is. So let's move on. Okay.
Okay.
While we wait for the big tall man.
All right, what's
The
up,
big
dude?
tall drink of Nigel Thornberry water.
Thornberry Weeder.
Yeah, the tall drinking weeder.
All right, what's up, Dave?
What do you want to talk about, bro? You sent me some stuff and I haven't seen anything about it.
What do you mean?
You sent me a text message. We don't text much because I don't like texting, chat. I don't like social media and I don't like texting.
Oh,
Facts.
the bomb.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I have not seen anything about it.
All I really read was that a fucking massive bomb was dropped from Israel dropped a massive bomb on Syria. And in my opinion, that's where I'm like, yeah, this is where World War III is going to start. Because that motherfucker measured 3.0 on the Richter scale, bro.
Okay.
That's a big-ass bomb. And the blast mushroom cloud a little bit, cuz.
Okay. It's interesting that you brought this up because I have something I want to do. And let me write it down. Message James about a sit down. About a sit down.
James.
All right. Yep. So we all know that I've been around the block a few times when it comes to meeting different people from different walks of life. I've walked with drug dealers, gangbangers, air quotes gangsters, I don't believe them. That's a different story. We can talk about that in a bit. But other than the major big cities, if you claim you're a blood or a crip, you're just a gay guy playing pretend.
Well, there are some like random offsets too. I'm gonna be real with you on that, but there's
okay.
few between.
Yeah, okay. You're gay, and you're playing pretend. It's fake gang shit. Okay,
Yeah, they're the lower level motherfuckers that are eating shit.
Yeah.
Higher level shit.
They're basically LARPing with an upside to the real gangsters.
LARPing with consequences.
Yes, it's good stuff. Now, and besides that, I've also rolled with very religious people, academic people, regular street folk, all types. So across my ways, I came across a friend, and we follow each other on social media. And he is one of the most intelligent, I would say, religious people I've ever had the pleasure of having a long-winded conversation with. Okay, so he's not one of these religious people that it's like, oh well, it's just what it is. I memorize my John 3:16s and I move on with my day. No, this guy is all about the history of religion, the facts of religion, what's real about it, all that stuff.
Yeah, I get you.
So this is the post that he said on the day that you sent me that text message. Okay? Watching what is happening in Syria for a student of biblical prophecy is both fascinating and frightening. It appears that the jihadis have only one city left to sack, the oldest city in the world, Damascus. Isaiah 17:3-1. A prophecy against Damascus. See, Damascus will no longer be a city, but will become a heap of ruins. The cities of Roror will be deserted and left to flocks, which will lie down, with no one to make them afraid. The fortified city will disappear from Ephraim, the royal power of Damascus, a remnant of Aram, and like the glory of Israelites, declare the Lord Almighty. Okay? So if I was going to ask anybody that I could get my hands on that would actually answer me back, if they could explain to me the history of the religions in the conflict, he would be the guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm going to reach out to him and see if I can have an hour of his time to bullshit about this and just pick his brain and report it back to y'all.
Dude, that's literally fucking World War III, in my opinion, starting there. That's going to be the key point now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fucking people that are like, well, this is major. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I wish I had my phone to find the footage of it. It is actually crazy, the fucking bomb. Let's see if you can pull that up, dude.
Okay. Well, you got to talk while I look it up. No dead air.
So, dude,
Okay.
the way I look at it, whenever I seen it, it looked almost like a thermobaric, at least, maybe a nuke. You know what I mean? Moab, some shit. Definitely had a nice mushroom cloud to it. YouTube.
You saw one?
Yeah, YouTube, bro. Pull it up for him, cut.
Hold on. It's just them talking about conflict.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. more coming up. The headlines first. Israel drops a massive bomb on Syria. Its impact was reportedly registered on the Richter scale. The explosion was measured as a 3.1 magnitude earthquake on the seismic sensor. The Israeli airstrikes on Sunday took place near Syria's coastal region. Damascus says it was the most intense bombardment in the area since 2012. Taiwan receives the first batch.
All right, pull down. Yeah, so it's interesting.
The one I seen was in broad daylight. That was a nighttime strike.
This is what I think is interesting. Is that the American government and military is acting like, hey, whoa, what's going on? This is crazy. But if you just look into some of the history of what we've said we plan to do, let's go back, you know, I don't know, a few years.
I don't know why that scared the fuck out of me. I was expecting.
Let's go back a few years. What up, dude? And you'll find that the United States really wanted to have a coup in Syria.
Well, yeah. No
okay.
shit.
But Russia wouldn't let that happen because Russia has a thing for Syria.
That's why we always went to war with Russia whenever we were in high school.
So then, if Ukraine wasn't happening, Syria would have never been taken over by these rebels.
War in Syria, my bad.
Huh?
We almost went to war in Syria when we were in high school, my bad.
And that's one of the reasons people believe that the deep state hates Donald Trump so much is he pulled out of Syria.
But inadvertently, that was like a war with Russia, but on a different front in a way. You know what I mean? Inadvertent war.
So then we're funding Ukraine out the wazoo, and then that's going on for a while. We deplete Russia. But Ukraine depletes Russia, makes them look a little bit, silly kind of. And then all of a sudden, October 7th happens, where a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people claim that it doesn't make sense that October 7th even happened. Israel is the most secured country in the world, and they can stop these 1,000 missile attacks, but they couldn't stop a couple dudes on, paragliders. So people think that it was like an inside style job, that they let October 7th happen so that they could retaliate. And then part of retaliation would end up leading to this thing in Syria that Russia couldn't stop anymore because we had already drained so many of their resources in Ukraine. So now it begs the question is, how much do we believe in the U.S. military and the people that do the planning? Do we think that they're smart enough to put all this together because they had to get it done because some dumbass, aka Donald Trump, according to the deep state, pulled out of their fucking number one goal for the next 20 years? Because a deep state memo, not a deep state, but a congressional military memo was released due to the Freedom of Information Act this summer, and people have recently brought it up. And do you know what it says? It's two people corresponding in 2012 about an 8-year plan to take over Syria and make it the hub of their takeover of the Middle East.
That doesn't surprise me.
You see, it's not even necessarily a takeover. It's just they need that conflict constantly going.
Right.
It's the money.
Well, the whole point is that in 2023, the agreement that we had with Saudi Arabia for their oil rights, it was a 40-year deal that we signed in the 70s or the 80s. It was up, and Saudi Arabia wanted too much, so we needed something on the board to negotiate, to come to the table, be like, all right, well, if you're not going to do it, we'll make Syria the next you. So it was almost like we needed to build up Syria enough that and have enough influence there that we could claim to Saudi Arabia, if you don't take our deal, we'll just go there and then we'll have vengeance on you.
And that being said, I think they constantly want action going on in the Middle East in particular, because it's an excuse to have bases and like points set up in case anything actually does happen,
right?
Where they have to cut off another country's oil supply.
Well, something that I feel like
hardcore World War III-esque.
I feel like something that a lot of us younger people don't understand is that the people that are in charge of the United States, whether it be deep state or elected officials, are all 60 plus. So they have a version of the world and an acclamation to religion that the rest of us have kind of like lost a little bit. Like we don't care about his religion nearly as much as they do, and to them, they need their nose in the prophecy. Like right before you got here, I was reading a person that I know personally who's deep in the religious world of history and stuff like that. He basically like said that there's like 9 steps, and this is the last step. If they take Damascus, the Muslims will think that it's the prophecy starting, and that it'll be a never-ending religious war until one of them's dead. And that's essentially what he was kind of saying. And he was giving the biblical reference for it and stuff. And to me, it's just like, all right, well, if the right wing of America is supporting the Jews because they're religious and Abrahamic religions believe in the prophecy and they want to be a part of it or whatever, and then the left wing of America supports them because of all the business acumen and they've infiltrated themselves into the politics and stuff like that, that it would almost come down to, well, what's gonna tip this over? Well, who knows? It could be anything, but basically what I'm saying is, no matter what side you're on, the interests of the United States cares about the Middle East because of religion. And whether it be all because of the Jews, whether it be good or bad or anything. And we have to have bases there to stop, like, the United States will step in before we let them take over Damascus. Simply because of what this guy's saying. You know what I mean? We can't let the perception ever be to the Muslims that this is prophecy time. You have to fight for it or it's over. So I feel like that's kind of, at least originally, where a lot of our bases got set up from. We need to be here so we can stop prophecies from coming true.
Now, where do drones in New Jersey tie in?
Well, that's
okay. If you were going to ask me that like 5 years ago, I would not have had fucking Israel being the catalyst for World War III on my fucking bingo card.
That's because we're layman's, bro.
Well, I mean, realistically though, it like Israel hasn't been like super aggressive towards other countries except for Palestine.
So it's so crazy because I listened to a 5.5-hour podcast from 2018. Okay, where this guy who does research basically broke down what's going on in Palestine with Israel in 2018.
Yeah.
Over 5 years before October 7th.
Yeah.
And he basically said that he could see within a decade this boiling over and becoming a world problem. So, like, the problem is we just weren't looking into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't thrown in our face. You know what I mean?
I didn't think Israel was going to be the aggressor in the situation. You know what I mean? I felt like if anything, other countries would start to attack Israel first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
well,
but Israel would argue
they don't sit around. They don't sit around much like that.
But see, that's the thing is Israel would argue that they did get attacked first, October 7th. We did get attacked first, and that's why, if you guys remember the Holocaust, we can't settle for this. So we have to do what we're doing, because you guys wouldn't understand because it didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
So that's the whole like ooh, you know. So
that was a huge bomb, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
3.0 magnitude on the Richter scale is a bit excessive. What, dude? Can you look up what the fucking like Hiroshima bomb or Nagasaki bomb registered on the Richter scale? Just like as a reference.
could have been bigger. Who knows?
I would imagine it's bigger, dude. What's the over under here, dude? What do you think the over under is, Neil?
I bet you Hiroshima's bigger.
Hiroshima bigger? All right. Higher or lower than 5.0 on the Richter scale? What do you think?
Lower.
Lower? 5.0 is a fucking solid quake.
Yeah, I think it's pretty big.
There has to be some sort of fucking like statistics on like what it would have registered on like a fucking, or the even a recording of it. You know what I mean? Like something has to be close. I know they had fucking. No, maybe not about that time. They didn't have seismology. Wasn't a thing, probably.
Actually, I think that's true because I'm pretty sure I made an entire 20-minute joke once about how people didn't discover tectonic plates until 58.
Yeah.
And I kept making jokes about how in World War II, people would just like, there'd be an earthquake and somebody was like, damn, people died over there.
Did you see the ground move? That's wild.
But all I'm saying, bruv, is that if we are on the precipice of World War III, I find it absolutely hilarious that it's going to be Donald Trump. Because
that's kind of who I want there, though.
Because look, no matter whether we're winning or losing, he's going to say some funny shit about other countries.
Do you think Kamala would have been able to handle World War III?
Bro, no. But she wouldn't have to.
Nah,
she'd rock that shit.
Bro, she would just say whatever her people told her to say.
She could do whatever she wants.
Trump's going to handle that shit like a boss, dude.
Yeah. I don't care. I just
win
know.
or loss, it's good.
All I know is this is all I need to know. All I know is we have 3 years to end all this shit. 3. You know why? Because in 3 years, it's America's 250th anniversary. It's our 250th birthday on July 4th in 3 years. And I need us to not be balls deep in World War III so Donald Trump can throw the biggest celebration that's ever existed.
Good point.
He's already thrown out the idea of having a carnival of patriots going around from city to city with amusement parks and stuff like that and paying for it all with taxpayer money. And I'm like, so you're telling me this was his words, not mine. He said Mardi Gras for America everywhere. I'm about it. I want that. Dude. Give me Mardi Gras for America everywhere.
Let's go. That is actually finally a good use of taxpayer money that is like excessive in my opinion.
You say that, but I'll still just want to stay at home and play video games.
I will not. I will be out.
Sorry, Neil.
I'm out.
I'm headed. That's right.
Fortnite will live stream it in an event, I bet. Donald, how long till Fortnite has Donald Trump?
Doesn't already?
No.
Surprised.
They have any president?
It's gonna do the Donald Trump emote.
They have any president?
Yeah, they might put the Donald Trump.
No, they have no political figures.
Imagine if they started doing presidents and started with like George Washington all the way up through for a season. That'd be dope.
If they're smart, they won't put Trump just because they'll lose so many people.
Yeah, I think if anything, they'll only do the Trump dance, and
Even
they won't call it the Trump dance. They'll call it like
yeah,
they'll call it like the presidential pride strut or something.
Bro, the only way that they could safely do it is to literally like release every single president's skin.
I think the liberals should be happy if they put Donald Trump in there, because then you can load up Fortnite and shoot him in the head and not get arrested.
Some of them would take it that way and be happy, but most of them would just scream and have a meltdown.
I think that's why he won't.
If you got beat, dude, if they got beat by somebody wearing a Trump skin, they're losing their fucking mind, bro.
I don't think they'll do it. I think they're smart enough that they won't.
Oh, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. There's no need for them to do it. There's no need for Trump to do it.
There's so many IPs they've got to put in.
Well, yeah, dude, they got SpongeBob this week. Yeah, they got SpongeBob this week. There's 4 SpongeBob maps now. So there's an only up game mode with SpongeBob where you're trying to get from Bikini Bottom to the surface. There's 3 other game modes. Well, you know,
I've seen the prop hunt one.
Oh yeah, prop hunt. That's
kind of fucking crazy. SpongeBob prop hunt would be lit.
And then what's another one that they're coming out with? There's another big one. Name some things that are big, like video game crossover wise. Like so, like it has Master Chief. It has the guy from he has Kratos. What are other some big names? Link. It's a Nintendo character. It's the first Nintendo character.
Talking about like Smash Bros or something? Is there
maybe
or collab? That'd be dope.
Link is an old one.
It's a Nintendo character, but it's not like one of those ones. It's like a robot-looking guy. Samus.
Metroid.
Mega Man.
Is it like
Mega Man, maybe.
Mega Man's an old one now.
Mega Man's Capcom though.
I think Nintendo owns it now.
I don't know, but it's one of them. It's one of them.
Or maybe not. No, you're right. Capcom still owns it because Mega Man's in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom still has
They
like
still
fucking a
got
lot
Mega
of
Man.
like IPs, dude.
He's one of the only one of those old games that
Devil May
Nintendo-
Cry is still
'cause-
Capcom,
Because
dude.
Sonic is all Nintendo now, and most
Yeah.
of those other ones Nintendo scooped up, but Capcom held on to all.
Well,
their
no,
shit.
Yeah, I
Capcom
figured
never
if
had
Sonic
Sonic.
was...
No, that's what I mean. Capcom held on to all their shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Devil
I
May
feel
Cry
like if
still-
Sonic was going to get a crossover with Fortnite, they would have did it for the release of this movie, and they haven't. So I don't think Sonic's going to ever get one.
Capcom, they own a lot of the fucking. There was a lot of games that were on Nintendo for Capcom.
They were also Japanese. Japanese companies hold on to their shit.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of games that were on like Nintendo for like Capcom.
Yeah, I
and
think they
shit,
do crossovers.
but- Yeah,
and stuff.
but
Like
mostly that
Hunter.
was Sega Genesis.
Like Monster Hunter was always on a handheld game. For the most part. It was just pretty much strictly Nintendo.
That's why Sega Genesis was created. That was for the Capcom games mostly.
Like the Dreamcast. Come on.
Well, the Dreamcast was the best fucking thing ever, dude. You could just rip games off the internet and play them. Then they got smart and you needed to just do a boot disc. Oh,
Yeah, Dreamcast died quick.
it's not that it died. It's just the games died. The console itself was amazing. Everybody loved the console.
GameCube?
What?
GameCube?
GameCube is dope. But the Sega Dreamcast was the shit, dude.
N64, yeah, all those old consoles, and they all still hold up. I played N64 with my brother last weekend.
I would totally whip out the Dreamcast right now and fucking play some like old fishing game with it and shit.
I played Sega, the Sega Genesis, the Sonic game on Sega Genesis.
Sonic was a classic one. And the Genesis.
So this is what I remember. Okay,
Genesis was
console-wise.
high tech, honestly, when it was out.
so I played Sonic on Sega Genesis. I played GoldenEye and Mortal Kombat on Nintendo 64.
Both those are classics.
But I was a small child and I only got to play them for like a summer when my uncle had it. And then I didn't play video games other than Pokemon from like age 8 to like 15. Then I played like a few rounds of Halo with Nathan, but Nathan was already 4 years into Halo. And he was like borderline unbelievably godly, so his lobby was too hard for me. So I just never tried. And then I played World of War, Call of Duty World of War, the campaign like halfway through, and then played nothing else other than sports game and Pokemon until Fortnite.
Dude, Pokemon is a solid classic. I'm gonna hand that down no matter what. All right, but you listed off a lot of like good classic base games, but like, dude, I played every fucking console, at least a couple games on them here and there.
I've never played on the original Xbox.
The original Xbox, I got my cousin's old one, and that was.
Hold on, I think I played Need for Speed on GameCube once.
I played Forza. That was probably where I loved the fucking Xbox on Forza, and then like there was a couple other good ones. The best fucking
Midnight Club.
one of the
Good
best
Need
classic
for
games ever,
Speed.
dude. That they need to honestly bring back is Unreal Tournament. It's what made the Unreal Engine.
Burnout.
It's what showed off the Unreal Engine. Every
Burnout
year.
Paradise is on.
Is that the one?
It's not the same, dude. Burnout Takedown was the one that was so fire, bro.
What's the one that has the modes where you like try to crash?
And that is Burnout Paradise. Paradise.
Yeah,
has
It
yeah.
that.
might be Takedown actually.
Takedown
Yeah, I
was
think
the best
Takedown
one,
is
though.
the one, 'cause it's focused more on like wrecking the cars.
Yep.
I think that Paradise is good too though.
All right, you could have a budget in a team to create your own game right now, and like you have a few years to develop it. No pressure that way. What concepts from what games are you throwing together for your original game?
I'm hands down, dude. I'm hands down just making the Twisted Metal remake, with giving it online multiplayer.
I would have some type of building mechanic for like survival,
That's all I'm
and
doing.
also just like making pretty buildings. Cause I like building shit in like games. Not making the whole game about it, but like just having the option when like you're bored, just going off and building something for an hour.
Okay.
I don't know. Skill tree. I would have to have a skill tree in it. I like skill trees, like leveling up.
I would definitely. I think for my game, It's obviously going to be third person. I think I would definitely make it. It would have elements of Pal World, kind of, but like in the sense
You
of
better
like,
not throw a fucking spear in there, dude.
So you're gonna
no.
get sued.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Better not put a fucking spear in there, dude. That's how you lose lawsuits.
No. I'd make it more like the Safari Zone in Pokemon. I'll get sued for that too, actually. So you can't. Yeah, they have everything unlocked. You can't befriend any creatures, make them fight for you without Pokemon suing you.
Even if you're enslaving them.
Unless I lasso it. Do you think I can lasso it?
You beat them up and you tame them. Like, hey, you're my buddy. You know, like I wasn't here to fight you. Here's a snack.
Only egg hatching.
Yeah,
You
listen,
can't catch
Yeah,
things.
you
You can only steal their eggs.
raise them
So,
to a
it'd be like a hunting game. You see a creature you want, you have to track it, find its nest, steal its egg, hatch its egg.
Y'all
Then
are
you get
missing
to train it.
opportunity here is all I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's your game.
No. This is like I'm offering you an opportunity since you're a comedian here, bro. Like this is just an outside input. All right.
All right.
A comedy take on it would be, and I wonder if they could sue for this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of throwing the ball and catching them with it, your character physically runs over, opens the ball, jumps on top of their head, and starts like stuffing them in the fucking ball.
I like that.
Yeah, see, motherfuckers, y'all let me cook. Let me fucking cook.
Stop. Would you stop?
No.
You're going to unplug the
I
fucking
mean, you can cook.
mouse again.
Other people can cook too.
Jesus Christ, let me fucking
No,
cook.
You don't have
it's
to
tied up on
stop.
your chair. We got to figure out something else for that. It's pissed me
We originally had it through there.
I know, but I changed everything.
Yeah. Drugs.
Whip it around the table.
Horse.
Whip it around the table.
Liquor.
It won't.
Whip it!
It's behind the fucking leg of the table. If it goes, if I whip it around, it's gonna unplug, cuz.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it.
But yeah, I want to see him physically stuff him in the ball. That'd be a pretty good idea. I
When
wonder,
Todd tells you to grab the thing, you must whip it.
do you think they could sue for that though?
If it looks like a Pokeball, probably.
Make it a cube.
I mean, but we're an American company, so they're going to have a harder time suing us.
For sure. So just fuck them. Just do whatever we want. Then.
We won't be able to sell it in Japan, though. They won't allow it. Ooh, so I'll cater to China, Japan's enemy.
No. Just do what every other game does and censor it out. Make it a fucking like cube.
Ooh. Or I mix it up. It's like Mystery Dungeon. I am one of the creatures. So,
Let's go, bitch.
yeah. I seduce it. And then,
Okay.
I-
We can go that route, I guess.
yeah, dude, I dick down a lick-a-tongue looking thing. You know what I mean? Right, fuck it.
It'd be cool.
And then
thing for
tie it
that
up.
Is like
And then take it to my cabin and give it Stockholm Syndrome
you
till
can
it
do
loves
cool,
me.
cool stuff with character creation with that. If you are one of the creatures, like you could have it like you could be any of the creatures based off like stuff you pick at the start or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to elaborate fucking on the Twisted Metal idea that I had, fucking either of you guys ever play it?
Yeah.
Have you ever played Twisted Metal?
No.
The premise of Twisted Metal is you're a car with guns,
I
basically.
watched the show.
All right, yeah. It's similar to that, but like
3 episodes.
Everybody's sweet too.
there's like multiple fucking no. Sweet Tooth's like fucking OP.
Samoa Joe!
No, I mean,
Shout out to Mojo.
Every character's motivation is like Sweet Tooth.
Yeah,
They're trying to kill everybody.
Yeah, and there's instead of fighting just one person at a time and shit like randomly, you're fighting like 4 and 5 motherfuckers all at once in one big open.
And there are other characters equal to Sweet Tooth, like
Yeah.
like Black and all the. There's a couple.
Yeah, but
Then
fucking
there's like the little kid with the zombie dad, where it's like you ain't shit.
but also like fucking you're basically in an arena fighting with each other with guns mounted on a car, and you can get power ups in order to fucking kill each other. All right.
And
Okay.
boss fights.
boss
big,
fights.
Okay, time out.
Big
What's
fucking
up?
crane things.
That, but you make it like Disney Cars, where the cars are people, and you can capture them like Pokemon if you run them off the road and beat them up.
No. Listen, so no, I'm just keeping the core concept.
Ow!
I'm just keeping the core concept of it, and but like for like the online multiplayer and shit, you can have up to like 16 cars in one battle. You know
Okay.
what I mean? But it can be like free for all or fucking team battles, shit like that, and have game based mode, shit like that.
But like an open world Twisted Metal, where like you
But-
smash somebody up, you can take their parts and stuff like that.
Hold up, I'm getting to the fucking campaign here in a second.
Mad Max vibes.
The fucking the multiplayers obviously has its own progression system where you can get, unlock different guns and shit, in which you can customize your own car or shit like that, and fucking get different cars that have different stats, stuff like that. But then there's also the campaign side where it's more like open world like that, where like there's bounty cars out there where like if you take down this car like out in the open world, you get its parts off of it in order to get a gun and shit. And you also have like your main mission, side missions, and all that shit that you can find out in the open world. Fucking, you can go online and team up with friends, shit like that for campaign. Dude, I think that would honestly be like a fucking dope ass thing overall to do. And like, say like once you complete the campaign or whatever, you get to pick one car to carry over with you, like from the campaign into fucking multiplayer. That way you already have that fucking like progression ready to go for multiplayer.
I do miss unlocking stuff by playing stories. That was fun. Like unlocking
dude,
characters
and that's something that I've always fucking missed myself, bro, for a while with like the fucking like gaming
everything's
industry.
just DLC.
Yep.
Smash Bros back in the day, you have those blank portraits. Like, how do you get them? How do you get them? How do you get them?
Now, obviously, like there's you'd have the potential for DLC with this game too, because you could easily just fucking do like
it's DLC for everything.
yeah,
anymore.
you can do like a fucking DLC where it's like, well, the next tournament, and then release like a couple more cars and shit like that, and enemies and bosses and shit like that, dude. Fucking, I think honestly, like that would be a dope ass thing, and I'm surprised nobody's picked up on the Twisted Metal series since all the new technology. You know what I mean? The online multiplayer would be a hard thing to balance. You'd have to figure out how to like fucking not make one vehicle type and weapon set too OP. You know what I mean?
Different like weight classes and stuff.
Oh yeah, like fucking obviously you're gonna have like your
How
tank
about
classes
this?
and shit that are like heavy. But
How about
they
this?
fucking take more damage and they fucking move
It's like
slower.
fire.
Okay, so
classes.
each card,
Yeah.
similar to like COD guns, like the more you level them up, the more attachments you get. You said that, right?
Well, no, you get access to different attachments and stuff.
Okay.
You can put like a.
So how about
magnum or
this?
something.
How about this? Each area has different terrain and obstacles and stuff. And
Well,
so
yeah, that would
certain
definitely
cars,
be a good way to-
certain cars would be better on certain areas and for different style missions and stuff. So like, say like I'm really good with like, I don't know, like some sort of little dune buggy car, right? So like I prefer like sand maps and mobility maps, but then, you know, if we're like some sort of heist game mode where I need armor and artillery, I'm gonna be fucked because I don't have anything unlocked for any of the other cars type stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. That'd be something that'd be dope with that concept because like. You get that in like any multiplayer game. Think about like Call of Duty. Like if you're running Call of Duty, you have domination. You don't want to run your normal setup on each different like game mode. You know what I mean?
Not me, chat. I run same loadout for every instance. I just shoot and point and kill. Amen.
All right. If you're not a Neanderthal, you have at least like a general idea. Of,
If you don't have a protruding brow bone that makes you look like you got a fucking diver's peak on your forehead, then you don't do what I do.
I too
Neil.
think shotgun go bonk.
I too think shotgun go bonk bonk. Bam bam.
You guys are fucking savage. Honestly, like. Neil, if you would learn, honestly, dude.
I'm
like,
good at the other shit.
you're
Shotgun's
amazing.
the most fun.
You're amazing with the shotgun, dude. It's fucking awesome how great
I
you
haven't
are
been
with
using it in
shotgun.
like 2 weeks, and
But-
I'm still placing at the tops.
But if you would learn how to like do the movement and shit, like the sliding and all
I
that,
do
like,
a little bit of it, but
dude, if you
it's more
master
about
that,
flanking people.
dude, if you mastered that,
You
to
don't
like,
get triple kills when you slide into people. You come from
Dude.
their ass and you wipe them all out.
Whenever I had the
Turn around.
knife, I
I
was
did use
just,
the knife for the first time the other day on Nuketown. Went 26 and 13.
dude. I went on,
First time.
my first time I pulled out the knife, I literally went on like a 17 kill streak, bro.
I got the helicopter twice.
And it was all because I figured out the fucking movement. That's all because I did I wasn't doing the diving and shit. It was more or less like I just figured out how to do
Sliding
this
helps.
slide demon.
Especially when people were shooting you from the ass. Quick little slide will get you out of a lot of
Well,
trouble.
dude, I had people shooting me from the front, and I just hit like a quick
I
zigzag
never
slide.
stopped moving, so I don't need to learn the movement. Trust me.
Dude, I was hitting like zigzag slides on him with the fucking
That's
knife,
my-
bro.
That's my
And
whole
my-
gameplay. I'm mad that everybody has lightweight and marathon
There's
now.
been like two
Because
or three.
that was all I used to do was just run around with the
There's
shotgun.
been like there was like 2 or 3 people that just like stopped shooting at me. They're like, well, I give the fuck up, dude's fucking just
Oh,
all
and
over.
If you slide into a motherfucker and you're on their knees, they can't fucking like the auto aim fucks them all up. So like,
Well,
they
yeah,
can't
they're
turn
aiming up
quick
here
enough,
instead of
yeah.
fuck. Yeah,
And the
dude.
auto aim like slows down how quickly it can aim down because it's trying to help them.
Dude, it fucks him so bad. But dude, that sliding with, especially with the knife. Another one that I figured out is like you can do like a slide dive type deal to where like if you fucking hurry up, hit like a slide like you got to do it quick. You got to hit a slide, stand up, and then hit a sprint. And then at the same time you hit that sprint, you got to hit that dive, dude. That will ruin fucking people's like if you fucking like obviously dive left, right, or something like that. That throws them off more, but it is a good tactic.
So I was doing that shit before we had the fucking the fucking Omni movement.
Dude, the backwards dive is fucking lethal too.
Yeah, the backwards dive is pretty cool, but
I hit
not
one,
often.
I
It
hit,
has its moments.
I hit one fucking around the other. Actually, it was shortly after you got off from my game to just level me up real quick. Dude, I fucking hit like a forward slide to backwards dive type fucking deal and shot the guy as I did it.
And that's a good counter when
It
people
was
slide at you too, if you can hit a quick backwards dive, because it puts you at their level and they're still in front of you.
Well, dude, the forward slide, he fucking was still shooting above my head because the auto aim bullshit. And then whenever I hit the dive, it just kept me low and I fucking like shot as I fucking was flying backwards.
I just thought of this. What do you guys think about this? Just throwing feces at the wall. I'm trying to think about what in Black Ops still makes me unbelievably angry. And the only thing I can come to the conclusion of is the spawn killing makes me want to throw my controller through my neighbor's face.
Everybody has
I think-
lightweight Marathon
Okay, hold
Pro
on.
now.
Hold on. How about this option?
I think you need to just learn how to like go and enjoy other game modes in it other than just multiplayer. I think if you like just learned how to break off, play some zombies in Warzone, that'd be dope.
I'll try Warzone. Now, the thing.
Warzone's going to frustrate
Hold on, hear me out.
Also
Hear me
because
out.
multi.
What if you get spawned within 2 seconds? I mean, if you die within 2 seconds of spawning, it doesn't count as a death.
I would be cool with that, honestly. Like,
Yeah, it's
fucking.
not a bad idea.
They used to do what was called spawn protection, where, like, say if you was spawning in for like 3 or 4 seconds, you'd be bulletproof, but you could deal damage.
Yeah, I know. I don't want that.
No, I like that, especially for a map like Nuketown.
Either one of those is acceptable.
I like that on Nuketown because it's an ability for you to push back. You get what I mean?
No,
Like,
I understand. I think so. My first thought was the 3 second thing where you're invincible but you can't move or shoot, and if there's enemies around you, you press a button and you go to a different spawn, like it spawns you somewhere else.
yeah.
So like that was my first thought, but then I was like, that's too much coding. That's too much work. What if you die within the first 2 or 3 seconds of spawning in, it doesn't count as a death? Because that's what makes me mad, is that there's nothing I can do to stop that death from happening.
The spawn protection used to be fucking dope with that because, like I said, I think it was in Black Ops 2 or 3 whenever they had it. Especially, yeah, I think it was definitely Black Ops 3 where they had like that movement shit where like you could like double, like float up in the air and wall run and shit. So they needed the spawn protection on that kind of shit because you could get across the map in half a second.
So I was watching a streamer the other night, and have we ever been in a situation where it didn't make sense why the spawn wasn't flipping because we spawn in 2 to 4 times in a row and get spawn killed? So it feels like at some point we should have flipped spawns. People have figured out, so if a team of if there's a team of 6, 2 or 3 of them will still be in your spawn, while 2 of them stay on the opposite side of the map in their spawn.
Yes.
That way the spawn never flips.
Yeah. It's because that's because all spawn points are held by enemy teams.
So that would
It's
be an
spawn
argument
control,
for
isn't it?
yours.
Huh?
That would be an argument for why yours would be better.
Well,
Because
yeah,
you could have 3 seconds to do damage to them and help your
Luckily-
team get out of the spawn.
So-
there aren't too many people that are that sweaty.
So
Not yet.
on Black Ops 3,
Play
whenever
ranked
that shit would occur, dude, honestly, I found it was nice to be able to push out and you like, as the
Take
person
Rocket
that would
League.
have like fucking
Nice.
the spawn protection, push out, get like a quick double kill and shit like that, and bring your team out of that fucking dead a little bit. It's kind of nice too.
Well, my best game ever, like literally, I had a 4.8 KD. I went 36 in fucking like 9 or some shit, and it's because I literally just figured out the team's rotation
Yes.
while they
That's
were
what you gotta
spawning,
do, yeah.
and I literally got 3 triple kills on the same 3 people.
Do you want to know how to get
Back
better?
to back to back. So I killed them in this spawn area, ran to the other side as they're spawning in, gunned them down, ran back to the other side, and gunned them down as they were spawning in again. So I got 3 triple kills in a matter of a minute on the same 3 dudes over and over and over again.
Do you want to know how to get better at like learning the spawns?
I just gotta pay attention.
No. Go in and play free for all. Free for all once like. Okay, for example, I'll give you an example. It's almost ingrained in my brain at this point how the Nuketown spawns work because I noticed it the other day playing free for all on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Like
Blue
I
House
knew
is easier to camp.
what?
Blue House is definitely the one that camp spawn on.
Well, yeah. Well, fucking dude, like I was playing in the middle of the map actually, and basically I realized about halfway through the map that I was just like I would know like if I killed this person, like okay, the last person came from this spawn area, so the next spawn's probably going to be like over this area somewhere like that.
Look at the mini map, and you go, my team's over here. They're probably going to spawn over here.
This was free for all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, free for all. I'm playing the middle of the map and stuff like that, basically trying to learn the spawns, you know what I mean, for each map. And
Those middle spawns in Nuketown very rarely will ever come into play.
yeah, but they will still, like, on free for all, they'll spawn them in the fucking team spawns for free for all, and then they'll also have like 1 or 2 spawns in that middle.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have one that spawns like right in the middle of that like house area, and then there's one that spawns over in that barricaded Jeep area. But the majority of your other free for all spawns are around the house and in the house. But
They just try to make sure no one has line of sight on anybody right out the gate.
yeah, if you play the middle there, you're pretty much fucking able to cover all the spawns because people will continuously push you and shit
You're
like
also
that.
covered from every direction too, though. if they all push you on.
Yeah, but if you kind of like know, like you killed X and X came from this direction.
It's like seeing that clip of a motherfucker on Nuketown getting a fucking nuke while he's sitting on like the awning on one of the houses. It's like, how the fuck do you stay alive long enough?
Yeah, like I'm not saying I did it perfectly, but I was running like I ended up winning the game like 30 to fucking.
You know what I think would have been a cool addition
30 to like 16
for Black
or
Ops
something
6?
Like that. I did pretty good that round, dude. I went like fucking 30 and 10, so I had a good round that round. But
do you know what I think would have been a good addition to Black Ops 6 with all this new movement and jumping and diving and all that stuff?
you should play Black Ops 3. The wall running was nice.
Okay, I think there's clearly areas where they just stop you. There's an area where you can stand on the balcony and jump and dive, and it's so clear that you should be able to land on the roof, but it just blocks you. Like it's like a barrier that won't let you land on the roof. They should let you walk on the roof.
There's a lot of, mostly everything I've seen.
There's
No,
a lot of
okay.
stuff that you can jump on.
So like the house roof, like this.
On Nuketown?
Yeah, and then there's the garage that has the roof like this.
Mhm.
If you stand on that barrier, you can jump and dive. And it's so clear that you should be able to land on the roof. But your character will literally just hit an invisible barrier and drop straight down. And I think they should get rid of that barrier so I can dive and sit on that roof.
That would be
Because
cool.
if I could sit on that roof, I could have a good angle on B.
I'm
it'd
surprised
be-
they don't let you do
Yeah.
that.
It'd be
honestly.
such a great, like a little addition. And it's not like the roof is too steep anywhere other than that little area I'm trying to land on.
Even being able to get on top of the truck or the bus wouldn't be like a huge game breaking thing because it's a huge target. So
Yeah, if
You're
you're
right.
up there, you can get gunned down.
So, like, I think they should have made, like, I understand, like, they didn't want to
I mean,
mess
they
with
made the
air
bus shoot
quotes.
like to where you can shoot through it now. So like, why not just make it?
I feel like I get it. Like, they don't want to mess with it because it's, like, everybody's used to it the way it was or whatever. But I don't know. To me, it feels like every other map that's not, like, that's a new map or, like, a map, that's not famous like Nuketown.
Hacienda's already made one.
I can climb, jump onto any surface that looks like I should be able to be on.
Hacienda
Except for Nuketown.
is one that has some stuff where it's like I should be able to climb.
That
but I
yeah, it's a
can't.
remade map.
And that's probably why.
But,
Yeah, well, get rid of that. Make the map the way you would make them new maps. The new maps that are specifically for this
You know, like
game.
for Hacienda,
can
that
get on
car
anything.
there's the car that's in the middle of the showroom on the one fucking side.
Mhm.
You can't dive on it. Every other car in the game you can dive on. It is kind of insane. But no, I think overall Black Ops did an amazing job with all their movement. and
Oh,
shit
me
like
too,
that.
me too. I can't believe how much I like the game.
It's all right.
I have hated every Call of Duty since Black Ops. I want to say 4 or 3, one of those two.
It's Call of Duty.
Well, to me,
Dude, I used to love the Call of Duty series, man. Like
I've
I've
never
always
really
been
liked
like a
Call of
huge
Duty.
fan of them.
So the fact that I want to play it this much
I-
is a
I-
testament to how decent it is.
I
that
played-
you
we-
need to get more into zombies, bro. I think
I
you'd enjoy
don't like it.
it. Dude. You need to do more of the Easter eggs and stuff. It'd probably be more interesting for you then.
No, I don't like it.
What don't you like? Just repetitive.
That and
That's where the Easter eggs come in to fix the repetitiveness.
no, I understand. This is gonna sound crazy, and it may not make any sense. I don't like learning bots. I like.
They just run at you. I mean,
I know, and that's the boring part to me. humans will run at me 1,000 different ways in a game. You know what I mean? So in multiplayer, based on who we're playing, they're going to act different. So every game's different, even though it's the same.
I feel you.
Just like every Fortnite game's different based on how they build and fight, but every game's the same. So I don't like zombies because the zombies are always going to react the way the zombies react.
I think,
and then
instead of focusing on like how the zombies react, you should focus upon the randomness of the round and like sometimes how you'll get the shit end of the stick, but you got to make the best of the situation.
Let me clarify. It's not that I hate zombies. It's that I hate that it takes so fucking long. If I could just load in with you guys and you're already on level 34, fucking let's go.
Oh, you're on the new edition then.
I don't like the 35 minutes it takes to get to level 20.
So there's a new gobblegum that you can get that literally just skips the rounds now. You can skip around instantly as soon as you pop the gobblegum.
Question. If I load in with you, and then I just keep dying every round.
Yeah.
Well, I take a poop or something, I could come back and just start playing?
You do come back at the start of each round.
Yeah.
I know.
But you're losing all your perks and stuff like that.
I don't know. Maybe if there was a different map or something, I'd try it again. But like...
There is a new map called Citadel.
Is it the prison one?
It's Citadel Denmore. It's a fucking castle.
Everybody gets swords.
Like medieval castle, you get a sword and shit.
Fine, I'll try it, but not today.
We don't even know the fucking Easter egg on that yet, so I'm not even going to get you involved in that. But Liberty Falls and
I don't.
If that's your issue, is like that you go down too much. You just got to work on like kiting them, just like the movement. Just get your distance, turn around, mow them down. As you run away, you reload. Once you reload and you're good to wood, boy, you turn around, you mow down a horde.
And this is the thing, is we played a bunch of zombies when it first came out. And I'm cool for the first hour. Anything over an hour, I'm like, this is fucking... Can we go do something else, please?
Dude, I'm at the point now, I hop into a quick Easter egg, gets around like 20, 25, and done. And that takes, what, like 20, 30 minutes now?
Yeah, I usually exfil 31.
I'll try it.
It turns into work after that.
I'll try it, but I just don't...
Like,
I don't care.
Going past like that length of time is when it starts turning into like, oh, this is like, oh, I haven't actually.
Well, you have to understand the first three. Well, basically the only 4 times I ever played, we were going for max thing, and the last time I played, it was 3.5 hours, and then we didn't even get the exfil, and I was like, this is gay.
Yeah,
well, I mean, not getting the exfil isn't.
We hit what, round like 50 or something, didn't we?
54.
Yeah, we didn't hit the exfil. So yeah, I get your frustration there, dude.
3 hours.
I get your frustration, dude. I went round 72 and then had to exfil instead of hitting 100, so I feel you.
It's just like, I just like, okay, I figured it out in my head to explain it to you. The amount of time it takes versus how much fun I have does not compute, okay?
No, I mean, I get you.
I have fun playing it.
It's the same reason why I don't do King's Fall. King's Fall is a pain. King's Fall is one of my favorite raids, but at the same time, I hate how long it takes me to do because of other people. Other people don't understand the mechanics in it, so I have to reteach them shit like that. So I don't fucking enjoy doing King's Fall that much. Personally, I think the mechanics of it is the best fucking Destiny 2 raid ever. So I would love to play more King's Fall. But the fact that I have to sit there and wait for 2.5 hours for somebody else to figure it out frustrates me. It's a similar concept, but...
I'm such an autistic kid. I can't help. Every time there's a lull or I get bored in these conversations, I'm multitasking. So I heard everything you said. Okay? But also I'm just thinking like, I wonder if the new mystery dungeon's any damn good. It's like, I want to be a Pokemon so bad.
I was actually thinking on the making a video game topic, if I could make anything like no holds barred, it would just be a fucking Pokemon MMO or something.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping we would get to. Bringing it all back together.
Dude, if we're fucking about to like make a whole Pokemon
game, how would you create a Pokemon game?
All the different continents they've made, you pick which one you start in, you get the starter of that region, and then you can work your way through each continent, and then just like scale the difficulty as you go.
Now here's the thing, like, okay, let's talk about this collectively here. Are we gonna
Maybe you get a new starter at each one, and you start over at 5.
Well, no, here would be my thing. Okay, you could have like fucking different level caps for each zone. You know what I mean? But like the question would be like, would the levels be like fucking? Do we make the levels more important by making it just a 100 level gap, or do you make it to where like it's like 100 for the first zone, 200 for the next zone, 300, so on, so on, so
I would
on.
like it to be like all those islands and everything, but like an MMO where you can see like all the online players still running around. So for the story, maybe you pick your starter in each continent you go to, and you can only use those like that continent's Pokemon for the story of that continent. But when you battle other people or stuff, you can use all the different Pokemon that you have. Or and like, or when you're capturing like Pokemon, you can still like use any Pokemon. But when like you're in actual like battles, you have to use the Pokemon from that region for the story.
The only problem that I have with that though is like
Make everything catchable too.
Like with the different region thing, like there's regions that share Pokemon, for example. Like Rattata's pretty universal, you know. Like who's to say that you can't bring like a level 100 Raticate in from fucking?
That's up to you then, I guess.
Like the thing and just blow through each story.
You could always trade yourself a level 100 at the start of a Pokemon game if you really want. Fucking.
No, I mean I get you there, but like that's one issue I have with it. You hear me out? Like personally, like if I wanted to make like a good like MMO for Pokemon,
Sparky,
I'd want to make it to where like say like it was level 100 or something like that, like was the cap, but like.
Make it up. So if there's Rattata,
how many regions is there right now? There's
Rattata's
like
in every region. Just don't put Rattata in every region in this game.
Yeah, but say like
give it a region. There's a lot of like
now,
level 1.
I can solve
normal
this.
types or area 1 normal types that you could spread out.
I can solve
all
this.
The different regions.
But I can solve this. Each region is air quotes set up like the original game. Okay, so you pick the region you want to start on. Okay, you play that through, okay? And then other people that are online that chose that region are on there, okay? And then after, like in the original game, you can't go to the next city until you do whatever it says, okay? So that'll be the level limiter, air quotes.
That's the
story
mode.
Like, yeah, okay? So as long as somebody's in the same area as you, relatively in that region, it would be they're the same.
You can battle each other.
Exactly.
You completed the same number of gyms.
Right,
you can
okay.
fight each other.
So then once you get to the end and you beat the Elite Four, there's a new island because it's a new game. There's a brand new island that's open. It's an open island, okay? And then once you beat that one, you can choose a new one to go. But once you go to the new one, to the new thing, all the Pokemon you caught from the other region are locked out from that.
Yeah.
And you start that region brand new.
For the story.
Yeah. And then you go through that. And then once you can complete all the islands,
and you can
a new area of the new island to unlock with its own story.
And
I got the multiplayer side of this so hard right now.
You're continuing the trainers, like if you have this many gyms fighting too, you get nice mixed matches. Like these two people start in the same area, but they choose to branch to a different continent. So you don't end up fighting people that have done the exact same continent as you. One person's done one continent, another one's another, and then they meet at this one. So
right.
But they've done the same number of gyms. So
right.
It's
listen.
They make the Elite Four like actual players.
I got the actual fucking multiplayer thing.
Like a leaderboard.
Yeah, like
a community leaderboard in the top 4.
And you gotta actually beat people and work your way up.
So like the actual like for the actual multiplayer as opposed to like fucking like the story multiplayer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically whenever you load into it, you see like a world map like of our world. You know what I mean? Like in the United States, China, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you zoom in on your region. Your region shows like fucking all trainers that are like at your level with like wins, like 0 to 10 wins. You know what I mean? And your Pokemon can only be put in once you complete the story mode, and like if you reach level 100, at that point they have access to every move that is in their move set, their actual move set. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you also have the ability to switch like their abilities in the thing. Like how they each have different abilities. Like you're able to switch those out and shit, and you can train their stats and stuff to a different degree. All right. Now, fucking
kind of takes away a lot of the rarity element when you catch a good Pokemon, though.
No, I mean,
so you can get to 100 and it's just poof. This is my shiny, perfect
stat. But that's where like you can come in.
Egg hatching bred that knows a move from its same type parent. So there's flamethrower, even there's a water type or something.
But that's where the beauty of the breeding thing comes in, because if you didn't notice, I did say the moveset thing. Technically, you can teach moves that are outside of their moveset because of that, the breeding shit. So realistically, if it's
That's what I
outside,
mean. You're eliminating all that stuff.
no,
which is
no,
like,
I didn't say
like
anything
the
about
the rarity of it. Is
But
what I
no.
mean. People work hard to like find the perfect IV.
Say if you fucking actually like bred that into their moveset or whatever, that Pokemon itself can use that bred in move. I would not be opposed to that. But like as far as like
I'm not saying you're removing that. I'm saying you're removing the rarity of that. People work to get that.
No,
You're
I
just
get
saying
you.
they get to level 100.
Okay, what about
they can throw
okay?
it in.
How about this? What about
I'm
this?
thinking
What
of
about
the
this?
balancing side.
Say there's a Pokemon that has 4 different abilities.
I would agree with that, but that's just playing the Pokemon Showdown at that point. You just go
Yeah,
and
but
just
you have
make-
to
Let's say a Pokemon
have to
has-
at least catch the Pokemon in the story mode. You know what I
Let's
mean?
say a
It
Pokemon has
doesn't affect it within the story mode. You would still have that separate story.
You're
mode
just saying
thing.
you unlock it, kind of. Like,
Yeah,
on-
this
as a
is
version
this
of
is
that.
more on the like balanced competitive side. That way, everybody has equal balancing. Whereas like in the story mode, you are limited to that Pokemon, and the breeding does matter. You know what I mean? So in a way, yes, it is removing it on the competitive side, but at the same time, it's not.
I think you
removing it in the
pissed off a
story.
lot of people by doing that. I agree with what you're saying.
I think the
You
only
pissed
thing that
off
would
a lot
piss them off is calling it competitive.
Maybe. I don't know.
And that's just a terming thing on that. But fucking, like, realistically, it's a balancing thing to me, and I like, in my opinion, it opens up more opportunities. You know what I mean? And like the degree in which you can customize the stats would really have to be based upon balancing issues in and of itself, because you don't want to have somebody that's able to take Charizard's special attack and crank it all the way up to max and just use flamethrower.
I understand what you're saying.
So like.
Okay.
So, like, fucking, you know, I just think it'd be a good balancing thing overall to do that. But, like, the overall idea would be you zoom in, like, say here in Washington, Pennsylvania, there's 129 people that are playing, all right? But you can only match with the people that are 0 to 10.
Slater with the lurk.
You match with the match with one person that's 0 to 10, and you guys decide to go at it. You
Hold
win.
on, 1 second. Slater, appreciate the raid last time we were live. That was awesome. You the man. If I remember today, I'm gonna hit you with a raid.
But say you win that battle or whatever, all right? Honestly, I'd like to involve AI on the fucking idea of like fucking SBM in that one. You know what I mean? Where like it would calculate like overall watch the match, see what your moves picked were versus like fucking like setup stuff like that and all that stuff. You know what I mean? That way you're actually matched kind of appropriately and base your skill upon that. Once you had that first match, you'd be matched up with somebody with appropriate skill, and basically once you hit like every 50 wins or something like that, you'd move up.
Just me, or is he making this really complicated?
I think he is.
Shut
a little
the
bit.
fuck up,
A little bit. You're going a little in depth on like you're getting into the algorithm.
Sorry. But every 50 wins, you get to fucking move. Every 50 wins, you get to go for a gym badge. After 8 gym badges, you get to challenge the Elite Four. And like fucking once you get
Well, no, okay. How? Okay. Based on that,
but it's
is
actually
the-
real people.
I understand, but what is the difference between that and the idea I had, where every region that we've already had is its own thing, where people can only like interconnect with people that are on the same level of that map. But then once you completed that map, you get to go to a new island where everybody's combined with any Pokemon they have, and then they fight it out and they have the Battle Frontier and the Battle League and all that stuff.
Then as opposed to like saying you're locked to like you and him like decided to play in Kanto, but I decided to start off in Johto. All right.
But once you complete Johto and I complete Kanto, we can fight on the new island.
And you
But
can,
what
and
if
you
I
can
did-
still have like battle, like go to the Pokemon Center or something, go upstairs, and you can wirelessly battle somebody in another region that has the same number of gym badges.
And I'm cool with that and all, but
You
like
just have to know their username, and you can. Look
I'm
them
just
up.
confused,
Well, I
like,
guess
why you think if you start in Johto, but I start in Kanto, and then we both beat our Elite Fours and make it to the new island, why does one of us have the advantage?
And you could always meet up at the second continent, and you'd only
I was just
not
thinking
be.
of balancing like a competitive, because like the breeding thing, like Neil was saying, like realistically you have like the customization of like fucking being able to set your Pokemon however you wanted to and stuff like that.
But that's the glory of the grind. You want to make it where they want to grind, right? So like my thing is it's like okay, so let's use Cyndaquil for instance. Okay, Cyndaquil
Think of it like
shows
the
up on
endgame
3
book.
regions. It has Typhlosion has 3 max abilities, right? Okay, so what if you could only get each ability based on the region? Okay, so if like you beat the
There you
first
go.
region, you get a Typhlosion,
Yeah.
but it's not the way you want to set it up in your ultimate team after you beat all the regions to go into the ranked mode.
And that's what I was like.
Then you would have to go grind out the region with the Cyndaquil that you want. So, like, instead of just making it where, like, oh, I caught a Cyndaquil, now I have all these things open to me, it would incentivize them to go to the region that has the Cyndaquil they want.
Well, like I said,
That's a good point.
if you only have like the base Cyndaquil or whatever, and like I said, the breeding would affect that too, where like you could actually breed in like different abilities and stuff like that. You could also factor in the like Alolan variants and stuff like that to where like it.
Kiswin, isn't it?
You know.
No, okay. My issue was never with any of that. My whole issue is with why do we need to zoom in on a map of where we live in the real world and see how many
like,
games other people have played?
That's like
like
game content, basically, dude.
Okay, so like ranked mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's end game content.
Yeah,
literally, once you finish the whole story mode.
I thought your entire
that.
game was based on what you were saying.
Yeah, I
you're
literally
saying-
started the whole thing off with like once you beat the fucking story mode and you have all your Pokemon level 100.
I think all of what you're saying could be condensed into just making like the Elite Four, like the Elite 10 or something, and having it be actual players, and like you have to like battle through them or something like that. Like you have to actually.
So I just thought it would be a
active.
cool concept to be able to like log into like a ranked thing, see where your buddies are at, maybe have like a ranked battle between them or something between you guys and shit, and then be able to move up through a ladder throughout the world.
Even make it so much as like if they log out, they get removed from that leaderboard. So someone they just
like be like, oh, like I'm the gym leader of my county or something like that.
You can do stuff like that too. Yeah, like region.
And that's where the concept really came from. Like you know, what I mean?
You could even make like each Pokemon gym. Like after you've beaten the region, you can go back and like people can like be the gym leaders or something of gyms.
Yeah.
Just give like some type of in-game currency.
That's where I feel
that lets
Pokemon
you
Go
buy
failed
cosmetics.
horribly.
Actually, dude, you know what would actually be dope? Like for counties that call them like route masters or something like that. Then like the major like cities would be like the fucking like region areas, shit like that.
Would be
Like
cool.
Pittsburgh would be like that. Like the Pittsburgh metropolitan area would be like that fucking gym leader or whatever. And then like the Elite Four would be like fucking I don't know eastern fucking United States.
It would up the gameplay of people living in the cities for sure.
I think. And that's what you're trying to push is that involvement once you get to that story mode, keeping people on. That was just my end like idea with all that. It was an end game content.
You would have to make a way other than VPN for people that like live in areas like us or even more rural to be able to jump.
That's
to
where
the
we
city.
get Elon Musk in on this shit, and we're gonna have like fucking IntelliLink everywhere.
Because people in rural areas that only have like, say you live in some fucking city in Mississippi that has like
I think Avella has
300
like 2 Pokemon stops.
yeah, like you live in some
But
city.
no, it's
that-
not. It's not based upon Pokemon stops or anything like that. It's literally based upon like counties and stuff. Like
Right,
like
but what
even
I'm
if you're out in
saying
the
is-
middle of Somerset County and say if there's only like 5 fucking players or whatever, you could still be that like fucking route leader of Somerset
I know,
County.
but that route leader wants to go. He should have a way to challenge somebody from a bigger city.
And that's the
without
thing.
having
You
to go
can
there.
you can be that route leader and still play in other fucking areas around you. That's the glory of it. It's not like Pokemon Go where you have to travel to it. You can stay in that area and challenge people around you in other fucking counties and shit
The
like that.
issue is that
And then move up and be able to fucking like say once you get like 25 wins or something, that's whenever you're able to actually challenge that like gym leader for that region.
Somebody's
Yeah,
gonna get murdered.
that's what I was gonna say. The biggest issue would be people
Don't put
having,
faces to it, just fucking gamer tags, dude.
people having to actually be online to like at the same time to do the battles and stuff.
Maybe
No, I
it's a
get you.
20. Maybe if it's okay.
Like
if
you
you're
make it
okay,
like
I think
mandatory if you're a gym leader, you
Okay,
have to
so
fucking
just like-
sign in every 12 hours
just
or
like
something like
just
that.
like just like Fortnite has scheduled tournaments. You either show up for the tournament or you don't.
Exactly.
I think
yeah.
if you're an
Yeah,
Elite
like
Four
that.
member, you have to log in at least once every 24 hours in battle. Like
battle for an hour
Yeah,
straight,
yeah,
an
yeah.
hour at a time each day or something like
Yeah,
that in order to
put a
maintain your
time
title.
slot each day.
yeah, so the battles always take place between 8 and 10 p.m.
And if
Yeah,
you miss
something
it,
like
you
that.
And if you don't complete X amount of battles, then you're automatically removed from that leader status.
And I think it should be like, okay, so it's called the Elite Four, but we have a group of 10, and
Yeah,
that
it
way
needs
there
to
can
be
be
more than
multiple
4.
going on at a time, and you can never plan for who you're actually battling. So it's just whatever 4 is available at the time that you're going into it.
then like
That'd be dope.
then there's like the grand champions for the Eastern and Western Hemisphere.
That'd be sick.
That dude, imagine being at that fucking point where you can battle that motherfucker, bro.
It's crazy that just the 3 of us are coming up, sitting here thinking of the coolest game that's ever existed in the world of Pokemon, and then Pokemon's like, we made one about the past. Now let's make one about a
The
city in the future. It's like, bro,
You know what's cool?
Hey, on, bro.
You know what's cool? Let's culturally appropriate Mexico with Pokemon.
Yeah, dude, speaking of Pokemon, Luigi Nangiani had Breloom on the fucking national news the other day.
That's because Breloom is hella thick, cuz. That's what it is. What?
I don't get this reference. I understand the Luigi thing. I don't know how he had
On
Breloom.
his Twitter banner that he updated before the assassination, he had a picture of Breloom, the picture of his x-ray from his back surgery, and a picture of him with his shirt off, ripped as hell. And people were like, this is a sign. And then, of course, you know, the conspiracy people started going crazy with the Breloom thing, being like, what could it be? And then they found, in Japan, if you directly translate a quote from one of the anime series or whatever, somebody says to Breloom, because a person turns into Breloom in the anime series, and then turns back to human, but when he's a Breloom, he says something bad about humans.
Yeah.
And about humans and their greed and stuff. So people were like making like, he knew that Breloom knew about the evil of humanity and greed. And so it's on the news. They have a picture of Breloom and being like, Pokemon code for terrorism? Question mark?
The satanic cult scares of like when like D&D first came out and stuff like that, and like parents were scared. It was like resurged in the last 2 years when the news gets hold of like sort of like Among Us and stuff like that.
Right.
I've seen them making references to that.
What up, Jared?
I always like the video game violence ones. Those ones always get me.
Video games cause violence?
They might.
I don't know.
Certain people, not everybody.
Fuck you, Neil.
All I'm saying is video games
Not the mass.
are the most massive they've ever been, and random acts of violence of young people are the lowest statistically it's ever been. So I don't know how anybody can claim video games makes people more violent, because statistically it just doesn't make sense.
I'm going to tell you right now, video games would probably be more of an outlet for violence.
Well, that's what some scientists say, but those scientists don't get Democrat money.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Sam, Jeremiah wants you to know that he hit the I'm him channel points button last stream.
Nice. Fuck him.
Yeah, Jer.
He's him.
Now I'm him.
Oh shit! Now Neil's him.
You're no longer him.
You're no longer him, Jerry. You're it.
You're a was.
You're them. You're they.
You're a were.
There.
You're a wuzzy who looks like a muzzy.
That's right. You didn't expect that, did you?
I should have played more GTA. I wouldn't have went to jail.
Bro, that's not true, bro.
Be hookers.
Don't worry. I've heard the next GTA is gonna be woke as fuck.
I bet you it is too.
I've seen a picture of the team working on it.
Oh god. How bad is it?
Looks pretty bad.
I just saw a picture of Joe Biden's speechwriters and it made me laugh so hard.
And Kamala is like her online meme team or whatever. The oldest member was like 24 or some shit. They were like being like, we did such a good job.
Well, that's like, I talked about this in the podcast, bro. The fact that the Biden administration, before Kamala was even running for president, when Biden was still running for president, they created an official government position called administration meme proprietor.
I think they were
where it was $800,000 a year to make positive memes to go viral for the president for the presidency.
And they're so bad at it. They make the worst memes.
And you know why the person who got hired?
Why?
Because they made the meme of Joe Biden with the red eyes after the controversial Super Bowl. So it was just the way we drew it up. Do you guys remember that at all?
Yeah.
So like the Super Bowl happened and it was super controversial because the Chiefs won or whatever, and Taylor Swift was there, and like the whole thing. So somebody whose account was Joe Biden wins or something like that posted a picture of Joe Biden with like red evil eyes laughing and said just the way we drew it up, and then hashtag the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And it went viral. So then the Biden administration was like, this guy gets it. Give him $800,000.
Dude, now can video games be used to like fucking playing like bad acts and shit like that, 100%, dude. Like I'll agree with that one, but like I don't think it 100% incites violence. Like fucking, for example, like planning bad things, like Eric Harris, Dylan Klebold, they actually made like a fucking replica of their school in the Game of Doom. Like they programmed one like into that to like basically go in and like fucking practice the shooting basically.
Would you guys see the shooting that happened in Wisconsin yesterday?
No, I didn't. I was too focused on La Bamba.
It was a girl.
Oh, shit.
Girl school shooter
Oh boy.
at a Christian school. Now,
That's wild.
the news keeps saying, we have no idea what her motives were. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that she's been on the internet and on the Kamala Harris side of things. And she thinks that Trump is president and that women don't have rights and religious people hate women. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say she felt boxed in at a religious school in Wisconsin.
How old was she?
16.
It's very possible.
I think she was probably an outcast who was probably a super liberal on the internet, who lives in a very conservative state surrounded by conservative people, probably got made fun of, and was in an echo chamber where she really believes that Hitler just became president, she's going to lose her rights, and everybody in her school is responsible for it. Now, that's just my guess. I have no information, but the fact that the news is going to come out and say, we have no idea why she could have possibly wanted to do this is hilarious.
Because they're the whole fucking reason? Yeah.
Yeah. And also, they're scared to death because they just lost $15 million to Donald Trump for saying that he was convicted of rape because he wasn't.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Shit.
their whole fucking thing with like the Kamala Harris should probably be sued because she fucking supported fucking things saying that during her like campaign.
It's interesting.
The political slander fucking thing's crazy to me, dude.
Well, Donald Trump said that he has 14 other lawsuits against media companies in the works. So we'll see what happens. And then the FBI, just before Trump gets in the office, because they're hoping something else wild happens in the next 40 days before he becomes president, so he doesn't look too much into it, they released that their official report, 26 FBI informants on the ground in January 6th.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
26 official FBI informants on the ground during January 6th, and over half of them went into the Capitol building, which is against their informant rules. And the FBI has been claiming this whole time we had nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
as I say,
That's
it's
amazing.
one more tick on the conspiracy theory.
Stephen A. Smith, known Democrat, awesome sports debate man.
He's slowly been trying to work his way to
He
the other side,
literally,
like,
well,
steadily.
he might get fired after today.
Yeah.
This morning on his show, when he was reading the report about 26 officials, he was like, I'm fucking pissed because I'm tired of every 6 months after I agree with the Democrats on something, it turns out they lied to me and the Republicans were right. And I'm getting real fucking sick of it because I was on your side. And like he starts going off and then they cut the commercial. And then when he comes back, he's like, I have to change subjects. And then, so we'll see what happens with Stephen A. Smith, but he went off about it. And
he's been a mouthpiece for
yeah,
it, too,
exactly,
and it's
because he
eating at him
believed
now.
it.
Yeah, because he was dumb enough just to fall, and now he's seeing it. There's a bunch of them that are doing that now. Jim Carrey's jumped ship. He's fucking full Republican and shit. Fucking what's that?
Stop stroking
Bill
your hair.
Mayer. Bill Mayer, I think, is slowly trying to shift his like everyone to thinking like, yeah, I've been with them. He's doing a lot of shit where he's like, this is ridiculous.
The thing is he's trying to lean towards the middle because he knows he has a personal vendetta against Trump. You know that they've been in court together.
Yeah.
Like Bill Maher sued Trump sued Bill Maher. And even when Bill Maher went on Joe Rogan's show, Joe Rogan was like, this is before Joe Rogan ever endorsed Trump. Bill Maher was just going off saying how Trump's this, Trump's that, and Joe Rogan would just be like, well, what about this? And Bill Maher wouldn't even let him, like, and then and then Joe Rogan literally goes, so you just really don't like him, and you have a personal vendetta against him. And he goes, I'm legally not allowed to talk about it. So, like, this dude clearly hates Trump. But, okay, so if you personally hate a guy, and you've been in court, you've sued each other, you hate him, you hate him legitimately, and then you're still sliding towards his side because it's the only way to not drown. It's hilarious.
As well.
They're eating each other.
I just think it's interesting. It's an interesting concept because we are on the precipice of either World War III or de-escalation, and we're depending on a guy who is at bare minimum not trustworthy.
He's going to just like go in and be like, Putin, we ain't doing this shit today.
Well, this
I
is the
just want to
thing.
know what happened that set him off down this tangent.
Who?
Trump
Trump? Set him off what tangent? Becoming president?
kicking his hornet's nest like this.
Who
pissed him off?
Personally, I think it had a lot to do with woke politics affects policy before it affects culture. And I think that his real estate business was suffering exponentially because he based out of New York. They have the strictest laws on building, especially recently because of the environmental bullshit. Like, all of his... If he was still just a real estate guy, he'd be burning money over fist due to climate change laws.
Yeah, he had so much different shit.
Right.
Though.
So, I think that had something to do with it. And then, I think, obviously he's an egomaniac, and he had beef with Obama, because Obama was directly responsible for a lot of those laws that put him not on the path of awesomeness. And then Obama made fun of him in that speech in front of the whole world. And I think he was like, you know what? I'm going to test the waters and see if I can become president. And then he did. And then once he became president, all they do is shit on his ego, and he can't stand for that.
I mean, honestly, I don't want to say he did a good job, but he did a pretty good job.
He didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job.
The path that the country was on was already on a positive path.
And they fucked him with COVID, too. They definitely did.
You could argue that he exponentially raised the growth of America, or you could argue that he just didn't fuck up the already planned growth of America based on coming out of the wars of the Middle East and stuff.
Imagine if during COVID they hadn't fucked him every step of the way, like shutting stuff down and like telling people, no, he's crazy, don't take that medicine, it's for horses. And stuff like that.
It's for horses.
Well, the reason why I don't talk about COVID too much is because it makes me so mad. Because
we still act like we had the wool pulled over our eyes, bro.
Because it's like, so we're just gonna pretend it didn't happen? Like, they literally ruined everything. They ruined my life single-handedly. Like, not single-handedly, but as a unit, the Democrats ruined my life by shutting the world down and doing what they did with COVID. Everything is exponentially more expensive now as a direct result of that. Okay, and then I'm supposed to just sit here and be like, no, I love the fact that I have to work 20 more hours a week than I used to afford less than I used to. And thank God that a disease that only kills 0.03% of the healthy population, well, no, the whole population, 0.01% of healthy people, I'm so glad that warranted ruining my life. And the only reason, if you go back and look, they single-handedly, there was 5 months till the election, and it was super clear that the vaccine wasn't working like they said. It was super clear that lockdowns weren't working. But they perpetuated them for another 7 months because they needed to make Trump look like he was the bad guy and he didn't know what he was doing during a crisis so they could steal an election. And when you look back at that...
Well, they also just printed out how many million votes.
And some of that happened under him, so he doesn't get a pass for that. But... how much can I blame an egomaniac for a bunch of people around him being like, sir, you're not going to win the election unless you say this?
It's not even that he should get a pass for that. It's a good thing because it brought people attention to the fact that, hey, look at all these fucking votes. Look at all this shit that they do.
Right.
Look at
and then they used COVID as a reason to change voting systems and all that stuff. And it's just really annoying because I don't want to like Trump. But when you're attacking somebody so hard and using so many dirty tactics, it's like, all right. You know what I mean? So if my friend gets into a fight with a person that I personally don't like, But my friends nonstop kicking to the balls, biting, you know, doing basically what I would consider unfair shit. Eventually, at some point, I'm going to start being like, I kind of want the other guy to get his licks in. That's how I feel about this. I was 90% of my life on the Democratic side of things other than freedom of speech and Second Amendment. Everything else, I was basically Democrat. And I probably still am, based on my idea of Democrat from when I was younger.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like RFK said, I didn't leave the Democrats, they left me.
Exactly.
I would still want to be a Democrat, but...
No. I'm just over here goofing off.
Alright.
Yep. About to... Boom, 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 boom,
yeah, I'm about to hit the Eminem rap, dude.
You got one shot.
Alright.
Told you I
hit him.
No, I never told you before.
Get it.
Spaghetti.
But no. There's a reason that I get my hair cut like this. Look at the hood. All my hoods have points, dog.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. He's got 3 bands, KKK.
I was gonna say, what do you do? Like turn it backwards and wear it to the meetings or something? Like, how does that work?
I said all my hoods have points.
All your hoods, okay.
All my hoods get pointy.
It's because of the hairstyle.
All right.
I thought you just wanted the guy to have something to hold on to while he's back there.
Now,
I mean, it's an added benefit.
You asked about something earlier, and I was going to talk about it. Well, the drones.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, what do you think about the drones? What have you been seeing on the TikTok? What's TikTok saying about the drones?
You want to know what I think?
Okay, hold on, time out.
Or do you want to know what TikTok thinks?
Both, but this is my thing. Here, this is a new thing. You're going to be my TikTok correspondent. So you're going to answer this question like you're a news person who's been investigating TikTok. Then you can give me your real answer afterwards.
They're baffled, that's all.
Okay.
That's all I can say, they're baffled.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the Hurricane of Thoughts Evening News, and we're going to pass it over to our TikTok correspondent to talk about the drones. Sam, can you tell us what's happening on TikTok about the drones?
They're baffled, dog, that's it.
They're baffled. You've heard it here first.
Dances?
No dances for the drone.
No drone dance.
But what I think's going on.
Okay, hit me with
ready for this shit?
Hit me with the Stone Cold Samuel.
I think it's a bunch of like fucking people that are just messaging each other now. Like I think one person seen like a drone out and about because like it's happening more frequently. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So like one person got seen in the news like and like they made like somebody on TikTok made a big ordeal about it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I seen a drone and it was like blue lights emitting from it and shit, and they're freaking out about it.
Bunch of copycats, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically in the end, it just ended up compiling up to being just a bunch of motherfuckers that are now just flying around drones with lights on them to be dickheads.
Okay.
That's what I think, personally.
There is a town somewhere that is they're getting like raided with like googly eyes right now too, I think. So there's a bunch of like copy people just like, and I think it got worse when they said stop doing that. More people started going and putting googly eyes on all types of stuff.
Dude, it's just human fucking nature to like defiance.
Okay.
Simple defiance.
So, you know I have my ears deep to the conspiracy community. And here are the 2 top conspiracies.
The government's like, we don't know, but Trump just said in a meeting today, the government knows.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's part of the conspiracy. Now, the people that are on that train believe that the government is doing this and saying what they're saying as essentially a test to see how much the internet in America will solve it on their own. Okay? So the government did this and are denying it to see how the internet and the algorithms handle everything for future reference to their plans. Okay?
Yeah.
So basically this is a test of
To see if they can
the
do any
social
bullshit.
media in the public to see how it responds so they can gauge future plans and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So that's number 1. Number 2 is that a former Pentagon official came out and said, well, I used to work directly with the Department of Defense. And from what I can say professionally is that drones don't see shit during the day. And the fact that the government's denying that this is... Because like even if this was a group of kids with their own drones doing something, the government would come out and say, don't worry about it. We know what's going on. It's monitored. We're not worried about it. But the fact that they're saying we don't know what it is lets you know it's theirs. So he says, so what would a drone be doing at night? Well, drone can't
Some sort of
look for
surveillance.
anything with cameras during a night. Okay?
Yeah, Ken. It's actually
Hold
better
on,
off using
hold on.
clear.
I said with cameras.
Oh.
I didn't say with sensors or
Clear is a
radars.
camera.
Hold on. But the thing that it can't look for during the day, because of the sun, is radiation. So, in the deep conspiracy community, there's a missing nuclear warhead. And because the border's been wide open for 3 years, they believe that warhead has made its way to New York, and the government is using the drones at night when the sun's not out to look for the radiation of this warhead.
It's a possibility.
So that's the conspiracy there.
Okay.
What do you think about those?
That's a possibility. I would say, honestly, that FLIR is probably what they're using, and it might just be like a fucking... Maybe it's a new police fucking objective thing that they're fucking doing. Who
They
knows?
could just be looking for a pop field. Scanning for heat.
Oh! What if it's like a fucking new Batman? Dude, what if there's like some billionaire that's just like, I'm gonna build a fucking drone army. Nobody's gonna know anything about it. I'm gonna have it go out and monitor shit. And at night, I'm gonna drive around and beat up migrants for fucking doing bad shit.
Okay.
Specifically migrants.
So it would make like if there's a new Batman, that would mean Elon Musk would have to end up being Lex Luthor, which would mean we'd need a Superman right about now. That'd be about in his 20s.
No.
That's living his normal
All
life.
that happened is the kid that saw Harambe get shot grew up.
Who covered this?
Harambe turned into fucking King Kong.
Me and Josh covered this episodes ago, man. We're back to episode 10 on this one.
You had Harambe turn into the monkey from DC.
No.
For a split second in this child's brain. No, but seriously, if you want a Batman, it's pretty simple.
We have one. He lives in Washington.
Give Josh a sniper rifle at Zeus.
Exactly. I'm going to kill a bunch of parents.
Because every time they dangle their little fucking babies over the edge.
Bang, bang. Parents dead. Now this kid's going to get adopted by a rich family because he's on the news. So he's going to have the anger of an orphan with the resources of a rich kid. Now, if I do this 100 times, at least one of them's going to be fucking Batman.
One. That's all we need.
We only need one. Can I get the Cincinnati Batman, please?
How many spider bites do you think it'll take before we get a Spider-Man now?
Listen, at the end of the day, we're not doing enough research with spiders. I think Spider-Man is scared of them. That's why we had coronavirus from a bat. Because we're too busy worried about Batman instead of Spider-Man.
Batman doesn't have any superpowers. You could
How long?
realistically, maybe
Create Batman.
like, not feasibly, but realistically, I guess.
There could be a Batman. There could be an Iron Man, too.
And especially with technology getting
Oh,
cheaper
how do
and
we
cheaper.
create an Iron Man?
Potentially, maybe.
Well, there is an Iron Man.
How do we create
Have
an
you
Iron
seen
Man?
this guy?
No.
There's a guy in Turkey who loves... Okay, on his Netflix account says he's watched Iron Man, the original movie, 672 times.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
That's all.
And he's an engineer, and he's obsessed with Iron Man. And in his garage,
There's no way he
for
has a suit,
a
bro.
decade now, he's been making an Iron Man suit. And he unveiled it, I think, 6 months ago. And he's officially on multiple military's notice.
I'm
So
Batman.
the only thing it can't do, okay, is fly good. It has the energy beams. Poof, poof. Okay, okay, dude, it has all that stuff. It has the thing where, like,
The moment he unveiled that, the CIA sent him a fucking call. What alien spacecraft did you
well,
capture?
he was immediately contacted by DARPA to find out his energy source. Like the first people to hit him up were DARPA, and they were like, "All right, how'd you do it?
How do you power it?
How?" Because everybody understands that it's possible to send out a plasma like explosion. Okay.
Yeah.
Problem is, this dude's plasma explosion goes beyond understanding. so he has enough power from this little thing in his chest to make a plasma go 100 yards and burn a piece of plywood. Okay? Now, you can only replicate that at CERN right now. Okay, so what has this guy got going on? What's going on in Turkey?
What alien spacecraft did you
Mark
capture?
was
my
hanging
boy?
up and he's turning around and going, Tony Stark built this in a cave. Box of scraps.
Muba Haduba just built that in a fucking goat barn, alright?
But the thing is like, it's so funny because you expect it to like be like the Tony Stark thing, like, oh, he's in a cave. But this dude's like a well-off engineer in Turkey, and it's his passion project.
That's what I'm saying. It's
so
like
he goes to work. He goes to
dude.
work from 8 to 5 every morning, and he's building some bullshit skyscraper. And he's like, "Have a good day." And then he goes home and he puts on Tony Stark in his garage.
He does a
He
big
puts
line
on
of
Iron
coke.
Man.
There's a big line below.
And this is how I feel it goes down. He puts on the movie Iron Man, okay? And it's probably about 30 minutes in when Tony Stark's in that cave building the thing. And I feel like this dude's just tinkering, and then every moment that Tony Stark inserts the thing,
he's looking at the, he pauses and just looks at the parts.
He just sits down and he goes, yeah.
How did Robert Downey Jr. do that?
We're about to save the government like at least fucking 500 recharges on drones in the next couple days. We found the missing nuclear warhead, boys. It's in fucking Turkey, all right? It's in Turkey. It's not in New Jersey or New York.
Some Turkish psycho is literally Iron Man
because of the fucking nuclear warhead now.
And then, dude, imagine he just shows up to the United States in his Iron Man thing. On January 6th, he's at the Capitol and he goes, "It's called Istanbul!" Just starts going off. Istanbul!
My question at that point is, how bulletproof is this thing?
Dude, I don't know. It's made of steel. I don't know the logistics of like how strong it is. The militaries are interested in the energy, not the suit itself.
Okay, so realistically, for it to be like, we'll say bulletproof, all right, it would have to be at least half-inch steel.
Right.
All right? Like, quarter-inch will stop most rounds, but half-inch is going to stop your 50 cal round.
Well, this is what I thought was impressive. So when he lifts his knee hits a panel, and when the panel presses in, the hydraulics help him lift the leg.
Well, it would have to.
Well, yeah.
Even more than that, you'd have to be worried about it fucking ripping your arm off.
Yeah, you don't want it to go too far and just go, yeah!
That'd be the scary shit.
Okay, so, all bullshit aside, superhero-wise, if you could create a thing that made you that superhero, what superhero would you want to be?
Deadpool.
So you just want to never die? Like, no matter what, you just regenerate?
I just want to be able to influence my life however I wanted to.
And you want to be aware that you're in a comic book, and there's nothing you can really do about it, ultimately.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that, actually. It's a lot better than not knowing what the meaning of life is, I guess.
You don't get to be Deadpool. You just get his powers.
Yeah.
Well, then you just an immortal dude that looks like a cancer tumor.
Yeah.
Well, he also can fucking change, like, dude, he can literally hop out of his fucking book and fucking change his, like, life based upon that.
Well, it depends on the author.
He can influence the author by jumping.
I said superpowers. This isn't an author thing.
It is a superpower to be able to hop. It's literally third wall break.
He can break the third wall, but he isn't actually leaving the comic book and affecting his life. It's just the author being goofy, ultimately, you know?
No, I get you, but like
he's not like a real.
I get that it's not a real person.
Okay, pick somebody else.
We've established this.
Okay, for the sake of this argument, he can't do that. Are you still picking him, or are you picking somebody else?
This is fucking gay. I'm out.
What are you picking, Neil?
I'm just killing myself. Fuck that.
I think I would want to recreate the technology of the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I would want to have a ring.
Make me Thor.
I would like to have the power of anything I think of in my brain. I can just create with energy.
That's not a bad one either. I was really weighing like, do I want like immortality or?
Jared wants to be Gambit and blow people up with cards.
No, just give me Rogue, bro.
Rogue?
That's a strong one.
Rogue, it's a wrap. I get to touch you and you die.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
Having sex would be kind of difficult.
I mean, do you think he cares about
I always have to wear a condom? Hell yes.
You need like a full body suit, not even just a condom. You need a full body rubber. Because
you'll be alright. She'll figure it out.
I mean, you're acting like he cares if these girls wake up.
That's true.
Yeah, dude.
It's the ultimate date rape.
He's the temporary Bill.
Never mind.
You're temporary.
Never mind. I'm out of this now.
You're temporary Bill Cosby.
Mind. I'm out of this now,
Yeah,
Neil.
Yeah,
permanent Bill Cosby.
Nope, I'm out.
That's a bad one though. It's strong, but it's a bad one for just living. For fighting people, Rogue is
Why
strong.
do you guys fucking hate me so much? You guys can come up with like, yeah, I want to be Ant-Man. Being small isn't going to be a problem in life, but as soon as I say Rogue, it's like, how are you going to fuck?
What's wrong with having Thor's powers? Like, poke holes in it. Go ahead. I welcome the idea. What's wrong? What would be wrong with?
Are we talking about like actual like Thor from like Marvel, or are we talking about Thor from like fucking
he's
mythology?
saying superheroes.
Yeah,
just,
Okay.
it's pretty much
never
the
mind.
same
All right,
thing, but
no, it's not.
kinda.
Basically, what we're
Kinda.
learning is
But-
Sam likes all the worst superheroes. Well, Deadpool's not the worst. For this specific question,
Y'all just hate me, is what I'm coming to. But no, if we're talking
Be the
about
Watcher
if we're
if
talking
you
about
want that
Thor
power
from
from
mythology,
Deadpool.
you're just gonna want to fuck everything. Like literally, fucking animals, humans, doesn't matter.
That's all the gods in every mythology.
so if I couldn't be Green Lantern, I would probably go with
I'd be Black Widow just so I could have a fatter ass.
hell yeah. I just watched Craven.
I heard it was bad.
It is, but it's not. This is okay. Here's what
All
I mean.
right, Spider-Man would be so fucking dope.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Yes.
a bad
The web slinging thing would be sick. That's,
And
That's a good
every
one.
time I see that in the
It's-
movie, I'm like,
the
that'd be
Spidey sense-
the dopest
You
thing
don't
about it.
lose your mind or anything.
I think they
You can blend in
underplay-
still, yeah.
I think they underplay the Spidey sense thing. I
Yeah,
think
Spidey
that's
sense
so
would be
dope.
strong. It would
I think
be
that's so
strong.
dope. Like, to be fair, I'm not a super huge. I've only seen the Spider-Man live action movies. I've never really watched a bunch of like the
I don't know
anime
where they
stuff
get
or
the
anything.
spiders are strong. They're actually not.
Huh?
Spiders aren't really actually strong.
I think they were basing it off of like I believe in the original cartoon, they explained it as it was based on they took the 3 spiders. The whole thing is they took the spider with the strongest like web, so like it was unbelievably strong. Then they took the spider that had the strongest like exoskeleton, and then they took the spider with the most agility, and they made them into one spider, and that was the spider that bit Spider-Man. So he had the strongest web, the most agility.
Imagine if the spider did bite Superman. Oh my God, Superman with
I don't think
Spider-Man's
It
powers.
wouldn't happen. It do anything.
If Ben 10 showed up to the Marvel Universe, oh my God, he'd be Spider-Man and Superman. Oh, Superman's DC. I'm gay.
Here's an interesting question. Ben 10 meets Venom. How does that work?
That's a good question.
They
Because
kiss.
Venom overtakes that, but then Ben 10. That's interesting. Would Ben 10
Like
take
it-
Venom
it would-
ability, or would he be overtaken by Venom?
Could Venom ever take Ben 10 even if he did fucking take Venom's ability? And just make him more Venom?
I feel like we're gonna have to consult real nerds.
No, dude, because like realistically, if Ben 10 was to become like, I'm just thinking about this from what I know about it.
I'm tweeting.
Yeah,
it.
ultimately, I
I'm
don't know
tweeting
enough
it.
about Ben 10 to...
If Ben 10 was to become Venom, all right, that would technically make him part of that symbiote, and no matter what, he'd instantly be absorbed into Venom himself, and just become one with Venom.
I think technically, yeah, like if he were to do that and like become like an offshoot of Venom,
Like, no, not an offshoot, because literally what happens with Ben 10 is he literally clones that alien into a copy of himself of the Watch.
that's also
So he clones their DNA, and then he can. The Watch takes that
That's what I'm
DNA
saying.
and turns him
Well,
into that.
I'm about to say the symbiotes reproduce by cloning themselves.
So basically,
And when they
it
do,
would be an extension of him cloning himself.
Let me go through the little bit of symbiote lore I have here. And when they do clone themselves, generally the clone is stronger and like more unhinged. That's why Carnage is so much stronger than Venom, is because he's like an offshoot of Venom. Like I think
Okay.
usually like the more like cloning. I think there's even further ones after Carnage.
Yeah, there's like Carnage. There's actually like I think there's 4 symbiotes total or
Yeah,
something. like that.
they become more like reckless, but I think they also become stronger usually.
There's like a blue one, the red one. I can't remember the last one.
With the exception of like the original symbiote god that is like on levels with Thanos in
Yeah.
terms of like fighting in the Marvel universe. Noel, I think that's his name. Noel or Noel.
So, my question is, okay,
I think he's a dragon actually.
let's just say Venom is based on DNA, right?
Hmm.
And Ben 10 would literally replicate Venom's DNA onto himself. Wouldn't Venom just absorb Ben 10 at that point? Because
He doesn't absorb them either. He could eat him. Like he could just like.
Like,
gnaw
no, I don't
him,
mean, like,
guess.
like literally, if he's the same
Oh,
genetic
you're saying
material,
like Venom would adapt to some, because that's also why Venom
That-
shoots webs and stuff, is because he held on to that from being on Spider-Man. I don't know if you knew that.
yeah.
We're also saying, like, what if Venom just took
Literally,
over
Ben 10 will literally be
Not
the
the
same
Watch.
genetic material.
And you're saying
Wouldn't Venom, since he's already
Even then, I
technically
think they
Venom,
have to like eat each other.
he'd have to
They
eat him?
literally eat other symbiotes. Like I think he eats Carnage to like beat Carnage. Like they
I still don't
actually, they
think
straight
he'd
up, they
wouldn't
all
be-
know.
Okay.
He wouldn't be a
Question.
symbiote.
How does a symbiote take over its host?
Oh, I think they merge with them.
Yeah,
How do you merge? Just by single?
they
like,
basically physically and mentally
just
overpower
touch?
him.
And they like make like a coat kind of on.
No,
them.
I'm asking like, so if I just touch you like this, I can start the process.
I think so. They start
'Cause
like
that's the
they-
Ben 10
they
thing.
start,
As soon as
like,
Ben 10 touches you, his watch has your DNA.
I
So
don't
yeah,
know how-
basically,
So, like, so if
think
I did
one
this-
of them could eat the other
Okay,
one. but I
so
don't think
if
they
Ben
would just
10
straight
if
up-
Ben 10 walked up to Venom and did this and then ran away, his watch would then be able to turn him into Venom.
but the problem is with that, as soon as Ben 10 would touch the symbiote, like Venom could instantly like
See,
latch on.
what I'm wondering though is what would Venom take from Ben 10 if he latches on to Ben 10?
Well, it depends on if it's the original Ben 10 or that's the thing.
Ben
Is they
10's
call him
in
Ben
alien
10 because
form
of the
already.
original
'Cause
season,
he takes attributes from.
but
the
he
host,
ends up
too.
becoming Ben 10,000.
So they would both get.
Yeah.
Well, it would just.
Yeah,
depend on who
he
he's
gets like
fighting.
fucking so many different.
Yeah,
fucking...
he becomes Ben 10,000 where he has 10,000 different alien DNAs in his watch.
And Venom would take a little bit of all that.
Ooh, Danny Phantom versus Venom.
I think what they fit.
Like if Danny Phantom was going ghost, bro,
Bro,
you could fucking.
I want to watch
could
Danny
Venom take
Phantom.
over. Danny Phantom's a straight up ghost. Like he can't be touched by physical
Oh
material.
shit, Sam.
Could Venom
Sam.
take over a ghost?
Sam. Explain what Danny Phantom is.
What?
It's good Samurai Jack. Neil's still not happy about it. Explain what Phantom is.
Well, I mean, you guys are allowed to be wrong. I don't
Anyways,
I've just never seen
Danny
Samurai Jack.
Phantom's a fucking ghost. Can Venom take him over?
Okay, so the
Probably
thing.
not. I
Okay,
guess.
so the thing about Danny Phantom, I'll give you the rundown real quick. Okay, the whole thing is
He's a
Danny
ghost.
Phantom's parents are scientists, and they created a portal to the ghost realm. Okay, and then the machine glitched while Danny Phantom was in the room, and so now he's half human, half ghost, and he can
His molecules got all rearranged.
yeah, his molecules. So he at any moment he can be a ghost, at any moment he can be a person.
Guess he could like chomp him. I don't know.
If he was in human mode, I believe he could easily take
And
him
then
over.
if-
But if he's in like Ghost, like where he's not a physical
Jared, do you have
object-
Paramount Plus that I can watch, bro?
Even if he was like, if he was latched on to Phantom, well, maybe like if he merged with Phantom, it maybe Venom would take some of that. Now Venom can go in and out.
That'd be insane.
It's like
That would actually be
Venom,
insane,
too.
dude.
Okay. Hold on, time out. Danny Phantom, Ben 10, and what's another one from like that era of cartoons?
Jenny, the robot.
And Jenny the Robot, and Samurai Jack. Those four versus Iron Man,
Jack already winning
Spider-Man.
this. Jack already winning this, bro.
Hold on.
His
Iron
sword
Man's-
only hurts demons.
Spider-Man.
He couldn't hurt any of the people.
Fuck, dude. But what if he wasn't
He's
using
still
that
really
sword?
good. He's really good at fighting and stuff. Still.
What if he wasn't using that sword though?
I still don't think I'd have him fight Iron Man. I think Iron Man already trounces.
That is kind of true. Iron Man is.
Okay. Let's take Marvel out.
My man could just.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just
Okay. So
everything
pick your.
cuts.
Let's pick the tag teams that are fair. Out of these four, so Danny Phantom, Samurai Jack, Ben 10, and the robot chick.
No. Here, I got the real fight for you right now. All right. The kids from Ed, and Eddie versus the kids from Hey Arnold. Who's fucking winning?
Ed and Eddie.
I mean, it's not even close, dude. Hey Arnold's a cuck,
They
dude.
fucking stomp their fucking.
Dude,
Y'all are wild for this,
They
bro.
break their fucking jaws.
Y'all are wild for this, bro.
Hey Arnold can't even get off the fucking stoop if he's in a bad mood.
That's
The only one that
stupid
has a
kid.
chance is the
He
fucking.
ain't with the crew, bro.
The only one that has a chance is the fucking ugly blonde girl with the unibrow that has a crush on Arnold.
Helga, dog. They all dog.
Football head!
Dog, y'all are wild for this.
Bro, the only thing Hey Arnold has is diversity.
That's wild,
Fucking
bro.
Plank could beat up Hey Arnold's.
Facts!
Dude, y'all are
Facts!
wild for this, dog. It would
Rolf-
be a fucking crazy.
Rolf would
Oh,
insult Gerald into
Rolf-
crying.
Rolf is y'all's secret weapon there. Rolf and Ed, bro, the dumb
Rolf would make your entire
Wouldn't
cast
even
cry.
come on
Rolf
contest
and,
in
yeah,
my
talk
head,
about
I'll be
Rolf and
honest.
Dumb Ed do kind of sweet.
Okay, Ed and Eddie versus Codename Kids Next Door.
See, now here we go. That is a tough one.
I dip into the code name because
No,
they
bro,
got gear
listen.
and shit.
You still got Ed and Rolf as sweeps, in my opinion. Dude, Ed and Rolf are fucking just.
Yeah, but that show, like,
OG.
they're actually like fighting stuff, aren't they? In Code Name.
Code- yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, like,
Bro, Rolf's gonna like go fight. Like as soon as he realizes somebody like fucked with his turnips or some shit, he's gonna
Okay,
pull, like,
here's the
this
scenario.
giant whale out his pocket.
Here's the
smack him
scenario.
fucking
Here's the
infinity.
scenario. Got this, boys. The Codename Kids Next Door stole the Jawbreakers, Plank, and Rolf's cabbages.
Man, they ruined Ed's bucket.
Are they
list.
getting
It's
it
a
back?
wrap, but-
Can the Ed and Eddie boys get it back?
No,
From the
because they ain't got-
treehouse.
I don't know enough about Code Name Kid Next Door. To
Fuck,
be
neither
honest.
do I. I was hoping
They-
you guys would go on.
So,
They ain't got like a pissed off fucking Ed, so I think Codename Kid Next Door got that. If it was pissed off Dumb Ed, it's a wrap, bro.
Pissed off dumb Ed.
Yeah, if you pissed off Dumb
Hey,
Ed,
dumb boy.
if you took away his horror movies or some shit, he going to snap and he's going to kill everybody in the fucking Kid Next Door. But other than that, Kid Next Door got it because they got the technology, bro.
that's kind of all I
Sam,
was
can we
thinking.
just
I
admit
know they
the
have
only
tech.
reason you love Ed, and Eddie so much is because you want yourself a canker sister?
I ain't gonna lie, they would.
You just want yourself a girl to fucking put that
Ooh.
jawbreaker right in her mouth. Hey, why your jaw dislocated? I'm telling you, Sam. It's what it is.
It's a wild boy chat.
Which one would Sam end up with? I don't know.
All of
My
them.
question.
Why would he settle for one?
What's his question, dude?
How do you feel about TikTok ban coming to the U.S. in January? It's not happening.
I mean, yeah,
End of
Trump,
question.
Yeah, Trump already said that. Yeah.
Trump got 150 million people on TikTok in 4 months, and he thinks it helped him win the election. TikTok ain't going nowhere.
It's not happening, bro. Sorry to tell you.
The right one. We're not censoring stuff anymore.
Let's try. Besides, Trump's too busy being convinced by the people around him that Iran's trying to kill him.
Imagine thinking I'd be like, that
Yay.
upset.
So do you know what's upsetting? I don't want to get political again, but
Here we
this
go.
has to be said. They figured it out. They figured out Trump, and they figured out he's an egomaniac. So now they're tricking him into thinking that Iran's trying to kill him, so he'll go to war with Iran because that's what they want. Yay! We hired a baboon.
Wait, Iran's trying to kill him now.
Why are they saying Iran tried to kill him? Because they wanted war with Iran since
when
Bush
did
Sr.
Iran try to kill him?
The U.S. government on the media over the last 30 days has tried to blame Iran for both assassination attempts on his life and the drones over New Jersey because, I don't know if you know this, but the drones over New Jersey just happen to be 4 miles away from the place he plays golf when he's in New York. So now he even made a joke in that clip that everybody's talking about where he goes, the U.S. military knows about the drones, but I won't be going to Bedminster anymore. He's literally saying, I'm not going to go golfing there anymore because something's going on. And it's because the U.S. government and the U.S. Department of Defense is telling him that they have a above average belief that Iran is behind it. Just like they have absolute certainty Iran was behind 9/11. So take that with what you will.
And just like the absolute certainty that there was weapons of mass destruction and Saddam had them.
Well, if we put him on a lie detector, right? Let's say there was an Arabian U. Okay? Let's say there was an Arabian U and somebody's wife was just in the bazaar for a little bit too long.
Oh, God.
Okay? That could be seen as a weapon of marriage destruction. Because they never said weapons of mass destruction. They just kept saying WMDs. Weapons of marriage destruction. There was an Arabian Sam dropping nuclear dick out there on American government's wives.
Fuck cucks.
Yeah, dude. Just admit it, bro. You've got a short little landmine penis, and you can't compete with the long-range missiles. It's what it is!
Who are we talking to?
U.S. government officials who had their wives banged out in the fucking Middle East.
Oh.
Follow along.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Exactly, dude.
Those specific
Yeah.
guys.
God, Sam, you know what needs to happen? The American you needs to go, your wives are in danger of pleasure.
Uncle
Sam, your fucking Pete Buttigieg's wife.
Whose? What's she look like?
Piece.
Modern age Uncle Sam right here.
A piece in the chessboard that needs to be knocked off.
Chessboards. Does she have a nice chessboard?
She better. If not, there's enough money of corruption in the government, she can get fake ones. Hell yeah. It's what it is.
Little pawn chessboard.
Dude, you need to fucking tit fuck Nancy Pelosi.
I'm cool.
What?
I'm cool.
Statistically the best investor of all time? You're not trying to tit fuck some change out of her?
Trump does have some stuck up under there somewhere.
100%.
Maybe. We'll see.
We call them cleavage coins.
We'll talk about it. How many hits am I willing to take is my question.
Take her cleavage coins, turn them into crypto.
That would be a wild
Billionaire.
angle for the
How much to
podcast,
bang
wouldn't it?
Nancy Pelosi?
How much? Yeah, that's a good question. If you was gonna, you don't even have to
How old
smile.
is she?
I'd
Or
do it
kiss.
for a
How old
grand
is she?
right now.
She's 79.
Let her ride me for a grand.
Hey, but her tits are 30.
As long as she doesn't have any STDs.
She's 79, but her tits are 30.
If she has STDs, it'd be a lot more.
Let's move 500,000. I'd probably do it.
You're a
Nancy, you know what to do. Nancy, just move around a few stocks. And then hop on
Said
it.
I can close my eyes for a grand and let anybody ride me if they're paying me
I
$1,000.
said smooth 500,000. What you mean, bro? I'm with it.
Nancy Pelosi with it. She just got to make a few moves in the stock market, and then she can hit him up 5-6 times. Easy peasy.
As many times as she wants.
Yeah.
She can buy an island. Chain you
Her
up.
husband got beat almost half to death with a hammer from a gay homeless guy. You think she's not looking for some wild Sam Samba samurai sausage singing sex?
Just bring a lot of Diddy oil. You're going to need it.
Hey.
Sandpaper up in there.
Do with that little. I mean,
You just pump her for until it's coming out her ears.
Nancy want that Pelosi.
I don't know where I was going to go with this. I lost what my thought process was.
Sammy was distracted by the fucking 90-year-old sagging labias in his brain. She was gonna have, bro. It was gonna look like if a cave started to melt.
What?
You all right?
I coughed and hiccuped and like fucking stopped everything at once whenever Josh said that.
I was going to be throwing up.
No, it wasn't like a fucking. It just was perfect
He
timing.
said, "Wait, what, dog? You know how candles melt? Shit just be droopy,
Fuck the imagery.
bro." Nancy Pelosi's pussies probably looks like one of them dogs that have the jowls, the fucking big saggy jowls.
I think that's where we should end that at.
Fair enough, dog. Fucking hell yeah, doggy.
You got that bulldog pussy.
That's a perfect way to end it.
That pug pussy.
Raid? Yeah, you know what? I'll game tomorrow night. I don't need to game and stream tonight. I'm gonna game. I'm just not gonna stream it.
Well, I want to stream, but I'm not going to game. It's later on.
Yeah.
The slates.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you guys see that Marvel Overwatch clone?
I'll clone that ass, boy.
I heard it's better than Overwatch. It's free too.
Boom. End it.
The guy